we're going to go through why I changed from Android to iPhone. And you guys can realize for yourself if that's the proper decision that you want to make, or if you're like, no, iPhone still sucks. They're still super self-righteous and they're way too expensive. I had my Samsung for a long time. I had it for about 3.5 years, and it was really slowing down on me. Like, it was like unbearable to use. I'd open up Spotify, and to play my music would take me I'd literally probably 25 seconds to open the app, and that's just unacceptable. Like, I open up Spotify now and it's ready to go right now. And that's way better. So that just kind of has to do with having a phone for 3.5 years. But my wife, Sarah, has an iPhone, and hers is slowing down still, but it was way faster than what my phone was capable of. So that was just kind of my decision there. Like, I love new technology and buying new technology all the time, but I also want the option to buy a phone and use it for a long time. So this phone, I wanted to have it for over 4 years, which is kind of crazy as a tech channel. Like, this thing cost me way too much money. So for me to justify it, I had to use this way longer than I would use an Android phone. So knowing that this phone has the capability of lasting longer than my current Samsung device made a clear decision for me to switch from Android to iPhone. So there's mainly two reasons why I was on Android more than Team iPhone, and that was because usually I could wait a few months for the phone to release, and then it would be on huge discounts. And then another reason was was able to customize the home screens and customize some things with my phone, which was huge. Really big deal for me. Thinking about going to iPhone was just not even a thought. So recently they have widgets on iOS, which is pretty much mimicking what Android had for years, but that made me kind of more lenient to actually make the switch. So I've set up my home screens so my widgets are on the top of both of my home screens, and it kind of makes it feel like I have an Android still, which is kind of silly, but it's true. I wanted to feel like the apps on the top of my phone, I just think it's stupid. I would like to organize it and have all the apps at the bottom and have some open real estate on the top. I think it looks clean, and that's how I like to organize it. And that's why I was so hesitant to switch. But with those widgets, I was able to do that, and then I've been happy with that so far, and it's actually been fine. The widgets work fine on the Apple devices, and it's just pleasant for me to use. As for the cost of Androids, they have gone up drastically as well. So there are huge discounts after a few months of them being released if you get them on a carrier. They're still pretty much now in line with the iPhone. The main reason why I switched over was because of cost savings. Like, the first Android I got from a carrier, I paid $0 for, and I only paid like $45 a month Canadian, which I think in America that's super expensive still for a monthly plan, but that's cheap for us. So then we move on, and I ultimately realized as I'm getting older, I don't use my phone nearly as much as I'd like to say I use it for customizability other than organizing my home screens. So the option and functionality of an Android really, I don't think was appealing to me anymore, just because it's like owning a truck. Like, for most people, they're not going to use half the functionality of a truck. They're going to use it maybe once or twice a year, and they probably could be better off not using it. But if you use a truck a lot, it's very useful. So for me, I feel like I was the guy who bought an Android to be super customizable. And ultimately, as the years gone on, I'm just using my phone for texting, taking photos, and just searching the web. So very minimal stuff, not really intense. The main reason why I'm using this is to text my wife, Sarah, and text family. And I tried to make messaging apps for everyone, and I tried to make sure everything was seamless between Apple and Android, and it just does not work. Apple people like being with Apple people, and they like messaging, and everything works easy, which I agree. Like, since I've gotten this, messaging with Sarah has been way easier. I want to send her a new photo, I can just airdrop her something, compared to trying to send it on a different messaging app, trying WhatsApp, Signal. Customizability kind of just went away with the usefulness of using my phone with Sarah's phone in the future. So another reason why I switched is the longevity of the software updates. So my Samsung recently had its last update, so it gave me my last fancy update for the year. I had 3 updates total, like 3 major updates once a year for 3 years, then it expired. These iPhones last way longer for software updates. It's all the way up to 6 or 7 years for an iPhone compared to an Android currently, unless you own a Pixel. So that was huge for me, especially wanting to use this for a long time. Getting that exciting new software every year makes my phone feel new. So last reason why I switched was just having the functionality of photo and video. These new lenses are great. They have new modes with the new processors in these phones, which are amazing. And I can film really cool videos. So I've used cinematic mode quite a bit now. I've used it just for some social media stuff. Higher end video quality that I can use if I need to is something that really is attractive to me, because in the future, if I need to use this in 2 years for a video shoot because my camera died or I need another angle, I can do that. So ultimately, if you get past the thing of having all the cool new features and everything, and you're fine with holding a phone for a long period of time, then iPhone's kind of the way to go in the future. But if you want to be upgrading your phones all the time, these phones are so expensive. I don't really recommend it. Probably just buying a few years old one or buying an Android that goes on sale, because ultimately this phone can probably last a lot longer than Android, and that's ultimately was my deciding factor. Having a phone last as long as possible is something that I was interested in at my age right now, unless I get super popular on YouTube and then I have to review these videos more. But based on my prior video, this one only got me like 100 views so far, so it's probably not the case. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to help you out just like I want my brother. See you in the next video.